Hello and welcome back to my channel Parenting&More. My name is Kudirat and I believe little kids can do great things if nurtured correctly. That is why I am helping parents navigate intentional parenting with research-based solutions and tips from personal experiences. I am also teaching kids how to read efficiently in English with my program, Not Too Young to Read. So if you have little kids that are struggling to read or cannot read at all, you may want to sign up for this program. This program requires only 20 minutes or less of you to teach your kids to read in record time. So today we're diving into an important topic that every parent should pay attention to, and that is building healthy self-esteem in our children. Today we're going to examine one of the ways to do that effectively. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is by allowing the kids to make mistakes and teaching them to learn from those mistakes. You see, as parents, it is only natural for us to want to protect our children from failures and disappointment. But in doing that, we may unintentionally hinder their growth and development. By allowing our kids to make mistakes of their own, we're actually giving them the opportunity to learn valuable life lessons and develop resilience, whether you are there or not. When we create an environment where mistakes are seen as a learning opportunity, we empower our children to take risks, employ their own interests, and discover their own capabilities. Knowing and discovering this boosts their self-esteem. So when they make mistakes outside of the home or even within the home, they don't feel like, oh, I'm not good enough. They know that, oh yeah, mistakes are okay. I'll learn from it and move on, right? And then they learn to correct that too, okay? So how can we as parents effectively guide our children through the process of learning from their mistakes? That's what we're going to look into today. Okay, now before I go into that details, I want to remind you to please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and share it to other parents. Thank you. So let's continue. So tip number one to teach children mistakes are okay and to learn from it is to foster a safe and supportive environment. Okay, you want to make sure your child knows that it is okay to make mistakes and that you are there to support them no matter what. So you want to ensure your child that you love them and you support them through thick and thin, even when they make mistakes, right? You want to encourage open communication to let them know that mistakes are a natural part of learning. The beautiful thing about intentional parenting is when you know what you're doing, when you have the right strategy, and you know the effects that what you're doing is going to cause, eventually that effect is going to happen and you do not have to do that job anymore. You see, your children are just going to imbibe it and continue to practice that on their own. So when I say this statement to my children all the time, and especially my 5-year-old, right, he now begins to say that to himself. So while doing studies and he makes mistakes in his studies, it goes, oh, I made a mistake, but that's okay. Mistakes are okay if I correct them and learn not to make the same mistake. Wow. The first time he said that, I was taken aback, but then I'm not exactly too surprised because that's what I tell him repeatedly. And now he has imbibed that and he's saying it to himself when he makes mistakes, and that helps him push forward. So he realizes he makes some mistakes, clean it up, correct that, and goes on, right? So tip number 2, reflect and discuss. So when your child makes a mistake, take time to sit down with them and have a conversation after the fact, right? Ask open-ended questions like, what did you learn from this experience? How do you think you could have done that better? How would you handle this differently next time to make sure this doesn't happen? This helps them to develop critical thinking skills, and that encourages self-reflection, because those questions will prompt their mind to think of answers to them, right? So that helps them develop critical thinking skills and encourages self-reflection. Like, oh, okay, I did that, it was wrong, or I made a mistake like this. If I had done like this, that would have prevented this mistake. Okay, next time, this is what I will do. You understand? So I'll give you an example, a personal example of my child. So when he trips or he breaks something or he made whatever mistake, maybe while playing he falls or anything of such, first, if he gets hurt or something got broken, we take care of that, right? Oh, you got hurt, sorry darling. I pet him, hug him. I said, that's okay, you're gonna be okay, all right? You did get hurt. If it's something that I have to apply ointment to or bring ice pack to put on it or something like that, we take care of the situation that is hurtful or needs to be taken care of, right? Now, after we do that and he's done with the crying, if you get hurt, and he's done with the crying and all of that, while he's crying, I put him on my shoulder to, help him know that I am there and I'm comforting you. Right? And I do this every time. Even if that mistake or that accident happened after I have warned him not to do that, right? Because part of teaching them the self-esteem and allowing them to make mistakes is not forcing them to do things, allowing them to make the mistake, right? But that goes without, and that doesn't go without you giving them warning of the likely danger. All right, I'm going to make a video about this particular section in details, right? Because I want to go into all of that, why you need to do that, why even there is danger lurking around here, you don't want to force your child to prevent that danger. Well, not danger if it's really dangerous, right? But mistakes that is slightly risky. You want them to take their own risk. That's what I'm driving at. Okay, so we'll get into that later. But what I'm saying is, even if I have warned him of that and then he still go ahead to do that kind of play and got hurt, I still pet him. I still show empathy. So that's what you want to do. Okay, you still show empathy to the child. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, cry on me. I'm caring for you. I'll look after you. No matter what happens, I'll always be by your corner. Okay? I'll always be in your corner. I'll always be by your side, right? You always, no matter what, make your child feel like this. No matter what happens, my mommy and daddy loves me. They're always in my corner. They're always by my side, right? No matter what happens. So you have to make your child feel like that. Okay, I digress. So after we have taken care of everything we need to take care of, maybe clean up, maybe that, okay, or maybe pet the child, we sit down to talk about that. Oh, you got hurt. Do you know why you got hurt? What are you going to do differently next time so that you don't get hurt like this? Oh, you broke that vase. Do you know what happened, why it broke? Okay, so how could you have avoided that? And all of that, so, and he would have to think and provide answers to that. That way, as they grow older, you have less correction to make. They are developing critical thinking skills, self-reflection skills to make better and informed decisions going forward. So an example I was going to give you, my child had an accident in school while he was playing on the bars, jumping the monkey bars and stuff, climbing. He had an accident and he had his lip broken and blood was all over. So he cried. The teachers attended to him. The nurse took care of him, and everything. And when I went to pick him up, he said, oh, mommy, I had an accident. Look at my boo-boo. He showed me and I was crying a lot. I said, oh, sorry, my darling. Do you need a hug? He said, yes. I hugged him. And he was telling, so tell me what happened. And then he was telling me what happened. Oh, I was doing like this. I do like this. I do like this. Before I asked the next question, and this happened just recently. Before I asked the next question of what are you going to do next time, he jumped on it. So I finished narrating to me what happened and how you got the accident and how you got into the accident. So now I have learned that I will not do like this. I I will do like that to avoid that accident. You see, so when the accident happened, he's already practicing the self-reflection of why that mistake happened. Why did I get into this trouble? How do I avoid that trouble next time? Right? Say, oh, I did like this, I did like that. Oh, and then I did like this. That was why I fell and hit my lip. And now I know that I will not do this way. I will do this way. It was a proud moment for me. Even though I was intentional when I was teaching him this, I know that sometime soon we're going to get to this level. That we got there was a trophy for me. Okay, that it got to that point that he's doing the self-reflection without my question prompting. That was a proud moment for me. I was proud and I let him know that. I said, oh, nice. Now you learned from your mistake and you know how to avoid the mistake next time. I'm so proud of you. Okay, I didn't make it about myself like, oh yeah, now you're getting into what I'm teaching you and everything. It was about him. Now he knows how to do self-reflection, to learn from his mistake and learn how to avoid the mistakes. I'm proud of you. You should be proud of yourself, you know. So that was the second tip. Reflect and discuss with your child, asking probing questions that helps them to develop critical thinking skills and encourage self-reflection to avoid making similar mistakes next time. Now, I need to point this out to you that when you do this couple of times does not mean that your child would magically start self-reflecting and learning from their mistakes and not make the same mistakes. They are going to make the same mistakes for a couple of times before they actually get into the learning, get into the habit of studying, self-reflecting, and doing better for not repeating the same mistakes. So you just want to bear that in mind so that you don't put too much pressure on your child and feeling disappointed. Remember, it's our expectations that disappoint us, not our kids. It's not their kids, it's not the kids, it's not even their behavior. It is the parents' expectations. So manage your expectations properly. Expect that they will make several mistakes and several same mistakes before they learn and continue to do better. Now, tip number 3, encourage problem solving. Okay, instead of immediately sweeping in to fix things for your child, give them the opportunity to find solutions on their own. Guide them through the process, but let them take the lead. Okay, so your child does not know the solution to a problem or to a mistake that they have done. You want to guide them through it because you are the one that knows the solution, but you don't just want to do the solution for them or just hand them the solution like, okay, this is what you do. Guide them through it, let them take the lead, let them do it, actually do it, get them involved. That's how they learn to make informed decisions. That's how they learn to be good problem solvers. That's how they learn to develop self-esteem. So when they run into a problem, they made a mistake, they have the confidence that I got this. Okay, oh, it's just a mistake, this is what I do. They feel like they know what to do. And that is how to help a child develop healthy self-esteem. So you want to help your child develop healthy self-esteem, right? So you want to guide them through the process and not do it for them. So your child is doing studies and made a mistake, like for instance, they want to write bake and BAKE, and he wrote back BAK. I'm like, I don't just tell him, oh, you've made a mistake there, you have to add E to that. That is doing it for him, even though he would use his hand to write the E, but doing that means I have solved the problem for him. But how do I guide him through realizing that, oh, you have made a mistake there, and help him navigate how to solve that problem? So I see that he has written back instead of bake. I'm like, okay, I think there is you made a mistake there. And he looks at it, he doesn't know what the mistake is because he believes he was right. I say, read what you wrote. And then he goes back, okay, so how do we make it big? Oh, magic E. Yes, magic E. Then he writes it. Okay, so I give him the chance to actually remember that it is the magic E that is missing, because of course we have learned previously that it is the E that turns that R into A, right? Otherwise, without the E, it is back like he has just written. So how do you remind your child to add the E without actually doing it for them? Read it. I just tell him. That is guiding, right? So I just tell him, read what you have written. And thankfully, he knows how to read perfectly. Again, this is a brag moment for my program. You want to come and sign up for this program, because reading effectively, knowing how to read properly, can solve some spelling problems too. Yes. And can solve some other major academic problems, even in other subjects. So you want to really get your child on the right track of reading. Yes, so when you write wrong, all I have to do is tell him, read what you wrote. And when he reads it, he knows that he has written something wrong, because he knows how to read well. You see that? So then he said, oh, magic here will make that R become A, right? And then he wrote it, and we have the problem solved. So that's just an example. For others, examples like your child spilling milk. Oh, you made a mistake there. What do we do when we spill milk? He thinks, oh yeah, I have to clean up. Not you saying, oh, you spill a milk there. That's okay. Get a mop and clean it up. No, oh, you made a mistake that you spilled the milk. What do we do when you spill milk? Yeah, I have to get the mop and clean it. Yes, and he cleans it. Maybe he cleans the milk if it's a lot, and just return the mop again. When you clean the milk and the mop is now dirty, what do? I have to rinse the mop. So yes, go do it. You see, you're just guiding them through and having them think. This way they think they are the ones with a solution, which is somehow true, but you are guiding them towards the right solution with your questions, with your help, with your guidance, but you're not exactly pointing them to what to do. You get the point? Or you're not exactly doing it for them or telling them what to do, right? But you are guiding them into them bringing out the solution by themselves. So when you're not there, they can think of this by themselves, right? Because what's a parent's goal? That everything you're teaching them, the good things you're teaching them, when you are not there present with them, they can be able to handle it and still be fine. Okay, so you want to teach them, so that teaches them independence and help build their self-esteem. So finally, tip number 4 is celebrate growth and effort. So if there's something your child has been struggling with and keep making mistakes on them, you want to focus on the effort. Even if they repeat that thing 20 times and still making mistakes, say they're learning to play basketball and they keep throwing and jumping wrongly or whatever, or they're even jumping right, but the ball just refuses to get into the net, right? Celebrate the effort, right? And if after 1 hour of practice they get only one ball in, while previously they were not even getting any, right? Okay, that is not what you would exactly want after so long of practice to just get one or two balls in, right? But they are making progress, they're growing. So you want to celebrate it. Oh my goodness, we have moved from 0 to 1. Oh, you are so good. When you continue to put effort, you will continue to grow. All right, I am so proud of you in the effort you are putting in. Let them know that you're proud of the effort you're putting in. Children, and I don't care what age that child is, even you that you are now a parent, if you still have parents, you still want to impress them. So children, regardless their age, want to impress their parents. So this is one parenting tool that many people take for granted, but you can use to turn your child's behavior around. Okay, when you see them making effort, you let them know that you are impressed by their effort. They will continue to put that effort because they want to continue to impress you. They will continue to put that effort. And now that you're adults, we know that whatever you are putting effort in consistently would eventually show up in success, right? So you want to celebrate their growth and efforts. When your child is making mistakes and learn from their mistakes and show improvements, celebrate their progress. Don't wait until they make the big breakthrough. Okay, focus on their efforts and the lessons they've learned, okay, or that they're learning, rather than solely focusing on the outcome. Of course, outcome is great. If you have a great outcome, it is fantastic. We want to celebrate it, but I'm telling you, celebrate the effort too. Celebrate their progress, and they are going to continue to put in good effort into achieving that. So for example, they're learning to play basketball, and every time they're getting it wrong, celebrate their effort. Let them know that it is not all about getting the ball into it. It is the effort they're putting into it that you really care most about. And you see, they will continue to put in the effort. Before you know it, they get it right. Okay? Or riding a bicycle, whatever you want them to learn. If they're learning it and they're making mistakes, it's okay. Let them know it is okay. I am happy you're trying. I am impressed you even started it at all. I am impressed that you even do like this. Pay attention to some details of their efforts that you praise, so that they know you are paying attention and they're actually impressing you. And then you can get the best out of them, right? Doing this reinforces the idea that mistakes are stepping stones to success, right? So when cast your mind back to when your child was learning to walk. How many times do they fall and sit on their bum, but yet you celebrate them? That is the kind of thing you want to continue with your child, no matter their age, even in adulthood. Okay, you want to celebrate their progress. So your child take 1 step, 2 step, and bam, their bum on the floor. You say, yay, she's walking already. And you celebrate them. What do you think that does to them? They want to try to get up and take some more steps. And gradually, they are better at it. And now they can even carry you on their back and walk, right? So that is the same attitude, the same focusing on effort and progress you want to continue to do to your child, okay? To reinforce their confidence, like, yes, even if I fall, even if I make mistakes, I can get up, learn from that, and continue. And if I continue to do that repeatedly, success is sure, right? So you want to reinforce the idea that mistakes, failure are stepping stone to success. Remember, allowing our children to make mistakes and teaching them to learn from those mistakes is a powerful way to help them build healthy self-esteem, to encourage their confidence. Healthy self-esteem, you need to allow them make mistakes. Don't try to shield them from it. Allow them to make their own mistakes. Learn from it. Correct the mistakes, okay? Some mistakes needs to be corrected, right? If you say something you're not supposed to say, you can amend that mistake. Say, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I would ensure that never happens again, right? They're doing their studies, they make a mistake, they should clean it up and write the correct one, right? If they spill something or make a mess up or break somebody's thing, they should make amends with that, maybe buy to replace it, or do something to make amends, depending on what the situation is, and learn from that mistake to do better next time. So let's embrace the journey of growth and learning together. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more parenting tips and advice. See you next time. Bye.